business as per usual pretty much now with the...
Yeah. We're still busy. We're starting to see a lot of people looking for better deals with their current bank or looking to potentially move.
Yeah.
Especially with some lenders offering $4,000 cash back to move lenders. It's becoming quite a prominent reasoning for people to move and potentially look at other lenders and other opportunities for them. So, yeah, it's been very good.
Oh, that's all right. And what's your interest rates at the moment? Are they in the low twos still, are they?
Yeah, well, a lot of the lenders are offering fixed rates at a very, very reduced rate of starting around the 2.19, 2.29%. For 2 years fixed, which is, some are offering 3 years at that amount as well. Right. And that's obviously to help people with the burden of having to make the repayments during this time where they might have reduced income or might have reduced hours or whatever it might be in the circumstances surrounding that. So the banks are working well to work with clients to be able to help them with that.
Oh, that's excellent, Mark. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. I think that should pretty much cover it, shouldn't it? Yeah, for the buyers and everything.
The other thing is with landlords, if they are struggling, it's best to get in touch with us and we can see what we could do with their current bank to be able to help them with that and get them through this, crisis that we're in at the moment. Whether it be just needing some relief or in the case of, again, revisiting their home loan to make sure they're on the best deal they can be with their current bank to help them, ease the burden on repayments and things like that. So we're getting a few of those at the moment as well. So we're looking after them as best we can.
Okay, so support across the board there for everybody at the moment, sounds like, yeah?
Yeah, and I mean, it's not, as you know, with a crisis like this, no one's immune. It affects everybody. Being, people that are renting or they've, positions being lost, unfortunately, and then that affects landlords and it also affects people that have their current mortgage as well. So anyone and everyone's affected. It's not bias in who it affects. So we're just trying to help as many people as we can.
That's excellent, Mark. That's great. Yeah, that's terrific.
So, it's good, man. We're pretty happy. We're still busy, still opening. We're trying to do our social distancing, so we're only allowing 3 in the office at any one time to try and help with that from that point of view. But, I mean, everything that we do now is very much automated, so we don't even have to, physically see a client. We can do everything via Zoom. We can send all our documents are online, so if anyone wants to do an application, we can send them through and they can either do it on their phone or their iPad or their tablet or their laptop, so they can do all that documentation, upload all their information, even get bank statements through to us via links and things that we have available now. So anyone can do a home loan without having to leave their house if they don't wish to. So they're more than welcome to still come and see us, but it's not they don't have to anymore, which is brilliant.
A lot different from the old days, isn't it? You always had to go to the mortgage brokers back in my day, go and see them and fill everything out.
Yeah. It's I mean, we're very blessed with the fact that the system that Loan Market have developed gives us the ability to be able to do all that, and we can identify clients through some different apps that are out now as well, where a client will send through a photo of themselves with their identification, and we can ID them through that, and the banks are willing to look at that, and like I said, the actual application, they can fill it in online, do everything, and actually digitally sign it at the same time. So, again, we're not having to get a wet signature like we used to in the old days and sit there in front of them and do all that. So it's pretty cool. The technology that's around, and I mean, we've had to adapt to that too. It's certainly something that's new to me, but I'm old school doing it all paper-based, and now we're having to change all that and change the way we do things in order to like I said, the good thing is Loan Market have been prepped and have been prepping to get to this point anyway. This has just sped up the process a little bit more than it was probably 6 to 12 months away. Well, obviously, when this happened, they needed it instantaneously, so they put the money and the resources around it to get it right, which has been really good from our point of view. So I could do everything from my desk at home if I wanted to. I mean, it's not why I have an office, but I could if I really wanted to. So
that's what I put in the blog. It's for us, it's like we're still doing everything pretty much the same. It's like email, scans, etc. Like nothing has really changed for us except, people coming to the office. But in this day and age, not that many people really come to the office. You get a few that come in, but you still get a few that come in, of course, like that come in there. But there's a lot of people, they're more comfortable on the phone, or they meet you at the open home, etc. You do all the paperwork at the open home, or even you go to their house and signing up the deal, etc.
We're even finding that, some of the guys are saying, look, when there's people saying, I want to put an offer in, it's like, okay, have you done the virtual tour? Yes. Have you checked out the floor plan? Yes. Have you checked out the photos? Yes. Okay, I will take you through the property so you can have a look. And actually, before they get to that, it's like, have you got your finance in all lined up? Have you got a pre-approval? And they're like, oh, well, I've spoken to someone, and they're like, well, how about you speak to Winter? Actually, I want you to talk to him before we go out. And so then he'll give you some idea that you're in a good space that you could put an offer. Like basically they're saying, could you put an offer in today if you had to pay for the money? And they're like, and so these guys are going, no, you need to talk to Winter before we even go out to the property, because they're sort of saying, I'm not going to waste my time going out to a property, when the case that they can't put the buyer in. So I think it's going back. It's very similar to, the old days where you used to get in the car and you talk to them and you get the, all this information out of them.
Right.
You do that. You're doing that over the phone now, and because obviously they're calling you guys to say, look, we want to do this and we want to do that, and it's now more so that the guys don't want to waste their time about, they're putting all this effort in and doing virtual tours and all this type of stuff. They're just going, you know what, I'm not going to go and then get in the car and for a time waster. I want to make sure that they're ready to go before I get out there and see them and put offers in.
Yeah, and also it's not. Yeah, and also like it's not really wasting time, because if you get the buyers in that strong position, because it's up to yourself as an agent to make sure with your buyer that you have them in a strong position when they go put an offer on the property, because that way if they don't have their finance and they put the offer in, then the seller knows that they're legitimate. You can go to as an agent, you can go to your seller, so I've got a legitimate buyer, they've offered X amount.
Yeah, and I put them with our broker. Position. The broker's got the finance approved. It's pre-approved.
How quick does it take to get them approved now for the buyers? How long does that take?
Mate, we've got lenders that can do 48 hours, but we've got lenders.
Holy gee, that has gone really quick, hasn't it? 48 hours.
Well, we've got probably most, I would say, about 5 days, realistically.
So say about a week worst case scenario.
Yeah. So,
worst case. Yeah.
But if you've got clients that are saying Westpac or St George, they're out to like 2 weeks. Yeah, they put that $4,000 rebate out, and they didn't put the facilities in place to back it up, and that's the problem. So they got smashed. So because both avenues were offering it, and you can imagine it's basically the same area, because it's Westpac owns St George anyway. So it's the same type of areas that get approval. So the approval goes basically in the same building, but they obviously the shutdown has caused a fair bit of drama for them. But what we've done, so like I put one in with Bank of Queensland. Actually, it got declined by another bank. I put it into Bank of Queensland, and 2 days later had approval.
Wow,
so
that's amazing.
And it was at 95. That's 95 plus mortgage insurance as well.
Yeah.
So
what deposit do the buyers need at the moment?
Still, if they've got 5%, it doesn't have to be genuine. They still need 5%.
Yeah.
But if they're renting, then they've got 3 months of rental history, then I can, if they've got money gifted, it's classed as genuine to us.
Okay.
So, So we've still got lenders. We've got one at Liberty, the ones that we used to do everything, outside that space.
Right.
They have pulled back to 85% just during this time, because they're finding that they were getting smashed at the top end for a while, during the crisis. So they've pulled back a little bit.
Yeah.
But we've still got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lenders that do it 95 plus mortgage insurance anyway. But they've just got to be squeaky clean. So it's, they've got to know blemishes on their credit files and stuff like that. So, but they still do them. So. So this one got declined by Bank First, which is probably our leading rate one, and they just said, we're not comfortable. And I'm like, what? Like, are you kidding me? And yet I put it to Bank of Queensland in 2 days. I went, yep, we thought. It's like, okay.
Oh, that's excellent.
Yeah.
That's great.
So,
We've got the Bank of Queensland just next door to us too, as well.
Yeah. They're actually pretty. They're all corporate owned, but so we try and do them individually, because I know Brent, who's the one at Springfield.
Yeah.
And he works for the corporate group because none of them, or there's not many of them that are privately owned anymore, like back in the day.
Right.
So we try and do them and then just align them with the branch so that the branch can look after all the bank accounts and all that type of stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good to know. With the, when with the auctions, and people buying at auction, I might have asked you last year, how long does it take to get them approved to buy at the auctions?
Same process, mate. We just do a pre-approval and we get the property valued according to what they want to spend, and then go let them. So there's still a risk. So the risk is that if they pay more than what the bank valued it at, then they'd have to pay the difference.
Okay.
But if it's within the, like for example, let's say it's 300 grand and the bank are valued at 300, and they go to auction, so they've been approved by the bank for 300. We've had it valued by the bank at 300. The only difference is we just don't have a contract to sale. That's the only thing stopping from a full unconditional.
They can
so
they
if
can
it comes
show that
valuation,
they can show that to the agent and to the seller as well, so that way they can say, this is my budget come auction day, I've got 300 budget,
they'd
go over it.
They'd say this is their budget anyway. I mean, we get a copy from that point of view.
Yeah.
And then if, for example, they said, okay, look, it comes in at 290, and they get it, they're good to go. But if it came in at, 315, they'd have to pay the extra 15 grand out of their own pocket.
Okay, I'm with you.
So, but yeah, mate, we can get them to the point where the only risk is that they get a contract that's more than what the bank valued it at, which is, we always say to them, look, this is your limit, don't go above it, this is all you can go to. Remember, if it comes in under, grab it. If it doesn't, then don't go above it. So
so you'll probably, I guess you'd reinforce that to the buyers as well.
Oh, very much so. Yeah, and we always have to just let them know that there is a risk involved, and that's the risk. So
if they go, it's just a matter of keeping that figure, not going over it, and then after they go over it.
Even in the same, like obviously now with auctions, there'd be Zoom auctions anyway. I'd just be able to attend with them and go, look, you know what, and have a bit of a chat to them first, and then sit there in the background of the Zoom auction and make sure they didn't bid above what they're supposed to bid, type.
Oh, yeah, you'd like screen share with the client on Zoom day? Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's not difficult to be able to, and I've been to a few auctions where I've done that for clients as well in the past, or been actually sat right beside them. And,
I noticed you being there back in the day.
Just bid on their behalf and stuff like that and all that, or let them bid and just make sure that they're okay. And I'm happy to do it still. It's no big deal. We would just want to look after the client. But some of them just go, you know what, I'm good. I know what I need to do. And you're like, sweet, you can do it. All good.
Okay, that sounds good, mate.
Yeah.